Okay, so on this video, we're going to take a look at the distributive property. Now, the distributive property is what's implied when we're asked to expand something and we see a number in front of a set of brackets. The distributive property is just a nice way of talking about multiplication. When you can't resolve what's inside the brackets by combining like terms. I don't know what x minus 1 is, so I can't make that easier to then multiply it by 3. So instead what I do is I multiply the 3 into each term. So the first thing I'll do is I'll multiply 3 times x. So this gets me 3x. Then I'll multiply 3 times negative 1. And I have to be careful that I multiply it by the entire value. So 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. And that's the distributive property. Let's take a look at a couple more examples. So another example would be like 2x, x plus 3. For this example, it's only a little bit trickier because of the fact that when I multiply 2x times x, I have to multiply the numerical parts first. So 2 times, remember there's an imaginary 1 there, will make 2. Now I'll multiply the variable parts, x times x. Well, when I multiply powers with the same base, I add the exponents. So I have x to the power 2. Then I'm going to multiply 2x by 3. And of course, I'm multiplying by the entire second term. So 2x times positive 3 is positive 6x. Great. One last example just to really see if we've got it. Would be a problem like this. So maybe try your answer and then come back and see whether you're correct. For those of you who have unpaused, we'll multiply negative 4 times 2 to get negative 8. And since there's a y there, we'll continue with our y. So negative 4y times 2 is negative 8y. Then we'll multiply negative 4y times negative 3y. Here, the negatives multiply together. 2 negatives make a positive result. And 4 times 3 is 12. And then y times y is y squared. And so that ends up being our final answer. This is a good review of the distributive property. Should note that it doesn't just have to be one term into 2 terms. It could be one term into 20 terms, or it could be 5 terms into 5 terms. There's many higher examples of the distributive property, but for the time being, this should cut it.